I'd now like to invite up onto stage Maria Solodilova. Maria is the International Business Development Executive for Membrace, and she's going to talk about how AI can improve listing quality and conversion rates, which I think is incredibly important. So thank you.
Thanks, Simon. Hello, everyone. It's great to be here. How about the property that we're in, huh? Pretty impressive. Thanks a lot to the online marketplace group for hosting the event. I'm Maria. I'm the hybrid AI expert at Membrace, and today I'll be sharing a few words about how AI can improve listing quality and yield conversion rates. I'll start with going into why content matters in the first place, what content is. I'll list some key functionalities that are influencing your platform's performance, and give a few real-life examples of how to bring up conversion rates by up to 11%. And then at the end, we'll have a few minutes to take your questions. All right. So a great PropTech platform or a real estate classifieds performs well when three key components come together. One, when it's easy for the user to find the exact match for their search, and that's discoverability. Two, when the platform is safe and secure to use, when there's no fraud going on, so that's trust and safety. And three, when the whole user experience from start to finish is smooth, transparent, and ultimately leads to conversions into sales or a rent. That goes to show that the whole cycle of content is really important to yield all the three components. And by content, we mean everything, including images, descriptions, listing specificities, everything that is hosted on the platform. And studies show that irrelevant content leads to 73% of customers never returning to the site again. So let's unpack this three-component structure for a second. How does high-quality content bring in discoverability, user experience, and trust and safety? Well, for one, the listing has to have all the qualities, the listing has to list all the property specs correctly. For example, if the property has some amenities like a gym or a pool, it really should specify that in the specs so that it's easier for the user to find the exact match for their search. And that's the same for enriching the description and the details and placing the listing into the correct category. For user experience, good quality images, like a few of my colleagues, the previous speakers, have mentioned, are of great importance. It's important to have the hero image to go first, so it brings a lot of attention of the user to the correct listing. The listings have to have the images and the descriptions correlated, so that they actually have to match. And we have to really think about deduplication of the database because, you know, it's really easy to bog down the consumer at the time of consideration with the same listing over and over again. And of course, there's no mention of the trust and safety. I mean, you all have moderation teams that are trying to make the ads that are forbidden ads not to see the light of day. And we know, you know, the sad cases of some of the platforms that really failed at that. So that's really important to also moderate the chats, so the conversations between the user and the agent. Sometimes even looking for purchase intent within those chats, or depending on the business model, detecting personal identifiable information like the phone numbers, emails, that are or links that are leading the customers away from the site onto another platform. All of that goes to show that, you know, low quality content negatively affects your revenue by extension, because better user experience yields conversion rates that go higher. The probability of the customer returning to the site increases, hence the higher client lifetime value, hence greater revenue for you. You may be wondering who are Membrace to be talking about this. We are an analytical content validation and improvement service, and we rely on a hybrid AI technology. And hybrid AI is a combination of artificial intelligence, machine learning models, coupled with the human-in-the-loop technology that's proprietary of us, of Membrace, relying on crowdsourcing for maximum accuracy and customizability. So depending on the task, it's either tackled by AI or the human-in-the-loop principle, and then fed back into the machine learning models for continuous improvement. Our clients include world's biggest prop tech platforms, e-commerce platforms, food tech, and UGC platforms, some of them like Viber, Join, SafeKiddo, and many others. So I'll give you a few real-life examples of what we just discussed. So talking about details enrichment, right? Listing the exact specs of the property inside the listing for convenient discoverability. This can be done through image tagging or through computer vision technology. So our solution detects whatever it is that is shown on the photo. Like in this case, like you can see, there's a pool at the property. The computer vision technology detects it and enriches the details of this property with this information. Now, it's easier to find. Now it's a more precise match for what the user is looking for. And this alone can bring up conversion rates by up to 11%. How many of you have dealt with deduplication on your site? Show of hands. Yeah, it's a pretty prevalent problem. Lots of duplicates come about sometimes when there's fraud on the site. So like it's a way of monopolizing the feed and replicating the same listing over and over again. This deduplication process can be done through artificial intelligence when the listings are identical. But in this case, in particular, you can see that the images are not exactly the same, but still the solution identified them as one and the same property. And that's thanks to the human-in-the-loop principle that we employ, where we rely on crowdsourcing to first give it a human eye, and then the decisions of the humans are fed back into the solution, and it continuously improves and ultimately picks it up and becomes an automated one. For forbidden ads, anything that you already have as, like, let's say, guidelines for not publishing the ads before they go live, whether it be some suggestive content, like in this case, or violence, any discriminatory content, it will be detected automatically by the system, and the listing won't go live. This, depending again on the model, it can also be for the personal identifiable information, like the WhatsApp number in this listing can also be detected, and if you wish, the listing won't go live. This cool feature, I personally really like it, is it relies on the machine learning models to identify what is shown in each picture, whether or not it is an exterior, interior, or an amenity. And it rank orders the images in the gallery, so it prioritizes the hero image to go first, depending on the task at hand. So let's say if you're selling a house, you may be prioritizing the exterior of the building rather than its furniture, and vice versa when we're talking about rentals. So in this instance, you know, it prioritized the interior of the house. Sorry, and this solution, I'll just go back for a second. This solution also can identify pretty much anything depending on what your task is. Like one of our clients is actually asking us to detect elements in the pictures that suggest that this property is pet friendly. So for them it's important, and this machine learning model can do just that. And then when we talk about content, sometimes we don't include, you know, it's not natural to include chats in that, but we do include that into the concept of content for property platforms, because a lot of the things that are happening take place in these chats, and our solution analyzes the context of the whole conversation between the agent and the user. Sometimes some of our clients ask us to detect purchase intent, because that's one of the ways that you can create additional revenue for your platform when you bill the agency for the number of leads that you created, that your platform created for these agencies. Let's bring it home with the business value of this solution. When you rely on a hybrid AI solution for content moderation of your platform, first of all, you decrease the time to publish of the listings, because it's an automated procedure. You improve moderation quality, and you have higher detection precision. You optimize the headcount of your team, so you don't have to increase it proportionally with the scale of your business. You automate the process completely thanks to the API solution that we have, which is predictable and reliable in terms of SLA. You increase SEO and organic traffic thanks to the discoverability, and you mitigate any potential PR and legal risks. I mentioned that we use an API-based solution. We're an API-based solution, and the human-in-the-loop technology is neatly tied into it, so you don't have to be supervising the process at all, but you will have all the transparency into all the metrics and what is actually happening with the moderation of your platform. Membrace is a stable solution with over 95% accuracy, with over 15 million items that we can process on peak load days, with 200 milliseconds AI output and only 15-minute manual output if the solution requires the human-in-the-loop technology. And we support all the object types that can be hosted on your platform, with 90 different languages that we support, and new languages can be onboarded in just 2 to 4 weeks. So if you're ready to talk content and book a free demo with us, just take a look at this QR code, book a demo with us, or talk to me or my colleague Craig. We'll be here both days, and we have a booth right outside. I want to leave probably with one last thought, which is artificial intelligence is not a magic wand by itself, but when you combine it with the versatility of the human brain, it may just do the trick. Thank you.
Maria, thanks for that. Feel free to ask questions. Leave that up, thanks. There's a question. Put up, please. Yeah. Regarding time to push, what do the numbers look like? Okay, hours down to minutes, days down to hours. There's a big struggle for portals.
Well, so it would depend on the concrete task that we would be discussing. I mean, if there's a specific procedure that you'd like to automate, it would really depend on that. It's definitely going to be, a lot of a speedier process than manual moderation. It just would depend on the complexity of the tasks. Like if you want to employ the human-in-the-loop specifically for more complicated tasks, it would obviously require a little bit of time, at least, we're talking minutes. And then when it's an AI-based solution completely, when it's let's say a simpler task to automate, then it's a matter of seconds. It's less than a second, actually.
So I'm trying to understand this human-in-the-loop concept.
Yep.
Do you have like rooms of people who just have images pop up on their screen? They're going all day, yes, no, yes, no. What does human-in-the-loop really mean? Right.
So we don't have those people in-house. So we rely on crowdsourcing, which is what I mentioned when you have basically when you create an AI solution, you have to have large volumes of labeled data. So that means humans have to first go in and label, if it's a computer vision solution, right? You have to have people label the pool for the solution to start picking it up and learning that this is indeed a pool, right? So the crowdsourcing does just that. There's third-party platforms for crowdsourcing that deal with those type of issues, and then those decisions are fed back into our models so that the process is more and more automated as we go along.
Okay, and so I assume eventually the human in the loop actually disappears. At some point, AI must be able to do the job.
Yes, correct. But at some point, it doesn't seem that it's going to happen all that fast, right?
Right, so
because the demand of what we want as an output increases as we go along. Like you want it to be constantly improving and becoming better and better.
Right, is this the 80-20 rule coming to play, where the first 80% of the problem is easy to solve, but the last 20% actually takes a long time and a lot of people?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And those type of things still require human touch and human eye, especially for more creative problems, right? So things that aren't as easily automated through AI as we know it today.
Okay. Can content be modified automatically? If, for example, a logo is an image, but the rest of the image is high quality, to remove the logo?
Yes, so the solution, first of all, it always identifies any redundant elements on the images, be it watermarks, logos, what have you. For removal, it would depend on the type, it would depend on the image greatly. So a lot of the times the image can be reconstructed when it's a more generic one, or when the background is uniform, like when it's an even color. And if not, then some edge cases can appear. But so we'd love to see a few examples and make a decision and a determination based on that.
Okay. Image detection is great when items in the image are obvious, like a pool. Does it stumble with issues where AI sees a washing machine but thinks it's a dryer and tags it the wrong way?
That's a great question, actually. So for more complicated questions like this, yes, we do first rely on the human-in-the-loop technology. So we do want the help of humans to tag the images or to label the images first, and then the machine learning model optimizes its performance, eventually being able to run on its own. Some edge cases sometimes, as I mentioned, may appear, and that's why humans can verify the results for more complicated tasks upon the decision having been made by the AI.
Okay. Last question. Don't you think that posting the same listing but presented in a different way, different pictures or videos, is more of an ethical issue or just a strategy for visibility? And I guess the question is that the same image on the same list of images? Sorry, you have two versions of the listing on the same list? Or is it the different ones are on different lists? So I might be interested in pools, you might be interested in backyards, and we get the same house presented differently to us, and it's never twice in the list.
Right. I thought that the question talked more about the deduplication, like when you have multiple listings of the identical property.
I think it's what in how you talk here. You say you can take the same listing and change the hero image.
Okay.
Right. Now the question they're asking here is, if you take the same listing, change the hero image, and put the listing in multiple times.
Oh,
okay,
gotcha.
Right?
Okay.
Is that an ethical issue, or is it just about how to get more visibility on the marketplace?
Right. Well, it depends on how the platform treats it. So basically, Membrace as a analytical content solution will take your word for it. If you decide that this is an ethical question that you'd like to eliminate those cases, that's definitely possible through AI. If it's just fine by you, I mean, we're happy to help either way.
Okay. Maria, thank you very much. I love what you guys are doing, and congratulations on the growth of the business.
Thank you so much, Simon. Thank you.
So excellent stuff.